Welcome everyone to this Force Friday. I am so happy to say that this Friday is our 100th anniversary. 100 episodes. I can't believe we'd ever even get here. I have the commitment to keep doing this week after week for you guys. Yeah, that means what? It's been over 2 years, right? Like around 2 years that we've been on live pretty much every Friday. I don't think we've ever missed one. We've done one or two where we did like a pre-recording and it wasn't live, but we put something up every Friday. And I think only once or twice have we actually done that, where everything else has been, us here with you guys. So let's say hello to Mritunjay and Swendly. Swendly, how you doing, Mritunjay?
Doing good, Mike. Very excited for 100 drawings.
Yes. How about you, Swendly? Your wrist ready?
Yeah, same here. Ready to go.
I know I should have put on one of those like fancy like finger protectors and like a wrist, guard and all kinds of. Yeah, there you go. Tunjay's sporting it. Yeah, make sure we got the gear going today. So a couple of things I want to mention before we get into today. First of all, I live on the West Coast in the US, so we're going to be going through a time zone change. So we will be on 1 hour earlier for those of you that are in Europe or some other country that is changing later than us, or maybe has changed even before us with daylight savings time. So just be aware of that so you don't miss us next week. If you like what we're doing here, as always, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to be notified. And this way you don't have to worry about remembering that we're on every Friday. So here's the rules. Here's how we're gonna play this out today and get to 100 drawings. We're probably gonna go for about 45 minutes or so. So really, in a 45 minute span, we're gonna create 100 drawings. It's gonna be split up across the three of us. So each one of us has to do at least 33 drawings, and one of us has to hit at least number 34 for us to make it to 100, right? Because 33 times 3 is 99, right? Plus 1. We've all decided, actually, ironically, to draw from imagination today. Probably A, because it is a little faster than going off the reference, but more challenging, and like we have to come up with at least 33 poses, right? Each one of us. So I can only speak for myself. I'm not sure what the other guys are going to do today, but what I always I suggest to my mentees is to go in themes. So I'll probably run myself through a few themes, and that will help me get the creative juices going and let me think in a space about what are different things that could potentially happen. I might even try to do some things that are almost like an animation sequence, because then you're going from pose to pose to pose to pose. It's really easy to, or easier to crank out lots of poses over a stretch of time with a character doing something, right? So I'll probably do a mixture of both of those things to help me get through the poses. I have honestly no real preconceived notion in my head right now. I mean, I'm thinking maybe I might do fantasy, I might do boxing, I might do sword fights, I might do flying, I might do superheroes, right? Just to give you some like really big buckets. Those are some things I might think about that I'll try to go on. What you guys will get to watch today is the three of us are kind of randomly going to switch off across each of our screens. And that will give all of you in the audience a chance to see each one of us working at some point in time across our 33 plus drawings. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. We'll do our best to answer. We probably won't be typing today, right? Yeah, we won't be typing. We'll probably answer you verbally. And we will number our drawings, right? So this way you can see just like what number is that person up to. We're not racing each other by any means, right? One of us might be putting more work into our drawings, right? So they might take longer. Another guy might have done the first 5-10 minutes with like 30-second drawings and then picked up more time. Mathematically speaking, when you figure it all out, I think each one of us has to complete a drawing in around 1.5 minutes within the time frame that I was considering. So we'll start in a couple of minutes, and we're going to end about 5 minutes before the end of the live session, so we can just kind of flip flop across each other's drawings just to see like what we did, or maybe see if there's a favorite that we have or something like that, right? So that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're going to break 100. I was thinking today before we came on, someday we'll be at our 200th anniversary. And I have a feeling this challenge might get too difficult based on the time that we have. Although, if any one of us did 30-second drawings for a full hour, that would be 120 drawings, which means we could actually go up to a 3-year anniversary potentially, right? And still break that. So who knows? We'll see. We'll take one step at a time with that. I don't want to make any promises yet. All right. Any questions from you guys? Doesn't look like it, right? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. Mritunjay should have to do 50 of the 100 because he's so fast. That's a good. I like that idea. Then Swendly and I could just split off to 25. So I'm all for that. Yeah. So did you guys have any thoughts on how you're going to work? Do you have anything you want to share with the audience? You're doing the same thing I'm doing thought-wise, or do you have any other suggestions about how you're going to hit that number?
I'm just gonna maybe like try to do some forces, like kind of like doodling, and then yeah, it's gonna give me some idea, how that figure is gonna be there, and I'll just think about maybe the perspective that figures in, because we are taking like a team. I'm also working in a team, by the way, so how that perspective fits into that team, and then yeah, I'll just like add in the rest of the things. I think that's my general process whenever planning or drawing figures from imagination or something.
Yeah, perspective's a good idea. That's a great way of changing it up too.
So not just drawing flat, figures on an eye level, but also going with perspective.
Right. How about you, Swendly?
I think I'm just going to like visualize a character and draw the character in different poses, and then maybe go from character to character. That would make it easy.
So like one character, you might do 5 or 10 drawings, and then come up with another character in 5 or 10 drawings.
Yes.
That's cool too. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to get. I will be curious to see what you do. I don't know how much you'll be able to get into unique designs or not, because we can't get too much into detail. But it'd be cool to have different characters in there also. I think it's a good idea. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
I'll start this whole machine rolling forward here, just to show, I guess, what this is going to start looking like. Let's see. Let's go full screen. Here, let me actually, I want to try something first and just make sure that it's at fit at 100. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? You guys start drawing as well? Ready, set, go. All right. Kind of interesting too, because the question will be, well, when is a drawing done, right? We don't have that much time to draw, so we have to kind of consider what we think finished is. I think for me, I'll probably try to get everything in, arms, legs, hands and feet, like a full figure, and check it off that way, right? All right, so I'm going to say that's 1. What if this guy turns this way? I put a little story in here. That's 2. I like Mritunjay's perspective idea, and I'm trying to put a little character in there. I like both of those ideas. Let's try that.
Also have to
Excuse
draw
me?
less. in a sense, you have to draw like kind of less when you're in the perspective because, you know, foreshorten, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
might
Just
save
like
you a lot.
block it out.
Yep.
That's 3. Let's see, number 4. All of a sudden I'm like, what do I want to draw? Let's draw an upshot. I felt a moment of terror there. Oh, wait a minute, what do I want to draw? I don't have too much time to think. I think it's part of the tricky part of this is there's not much time to think. We're just like drawing. All the time is spent here on the screen. Maybe he's got a walkie-talkie or something in his hand. All right, it's 4. I really like that one. I feel like I'm starting to loosen up a little bit, warm up. It's getting easier. 5, yeah, you can see the difference in that one. 6. This guy's like jumping a wall. 7. I was gonna put my one Superman image in there at least. All right, 7. Do I got any more room up here? 8. Let's do 8. Still on the Superman thing a little bit. Just thinking about crashing through a wall or something. Let's see, let's get another one up here. That's what, 8, 7. This is number 8. Go here. A little Spider-Man-ish action. You know, what we're doing here for you guys, by the way, I have to say is just so important across so many creative jobs, right? Like the speed with which we're drawing is because of force and knowing where we want to go. You know, so awesome for comics, you know, storyboarding, right? Especially, I would say, just being able to draw fast and a lot, just iterating so much. So that's number 9, I think. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in here. I'm going to try to fill the space basically and say, okay, this is the space I have. Like, what can I do with it? Let's draw a huge guy here with a little head. So I'm also trying to like design the poses relative to the space I have left at this point. As you can see, I'm like, okay, let me fit an arm in there. Fit an arm in here. Put him on his knees there because I ran out of room. Right, so that's number 10, I believe. 9, yeah, number 10. All right, I'm going to go on to a new sheet. Let's see, notes. Just watching to get inspired. Good. No cutting corners. Don't want to see a drawing of a box or a ball. Could one of you do an upshot of a figure running away from the camera? I'm trying it now. Upshot of a character running away from the camera. Let's see. So number 11. An upshot of a character running away. Let's see, this leg would be, oh shoot, the whole drawing goes because I did that, I think. All right, number 11. Sorry, start over. So I was thinking like this, we're looking up at them. They're running. Yeah, so there's an upshot, someone running. You can just shrink it down, of course, if you need it in something else, but the scale of it. Could extreme this even more, so that's 11. Could really push the perspective. You know, the arms are smaller up here. His hands getting a little bigger. Have the foot get larger. Yeah, see, this one's not as good because I lost the silhouette. I did better on that one. Right here, all of a sudden, I'm trying to turn the leg. It's too far away. I got the foot in the way. It's just not, it's not working. All right, that puts that leg there. Not as good. Definitely 11 is better. $11, $12. Feel free to take over, guys, whenever you want. I don't want to hog the whole thing, and I'm already 12 in, so. Here. This is number 13. I hope what you guys learn as you start watching us, which I'm kind of curious to learn myself too, is just see what the patterns are. What do each one of us do when we're drawing out of our heads that helps us helps us get through this, right? Like, how do we do it? I notice, of course, I'm always like starting with the torso. I'll land the head quickly kind of in there based on the back of the torso. And then it's arms or legs first or second, depending on the pose, you know? Maybe this guy's got a shield in his hand. Okay. Let's get an arm in here. That's 14. Try to fill up this corner. Push this heel first, almost like a karate kick or something. I'm gonna put an S inside of this C torso as well. Let's really make this one complicated. Bring the arm out. If I get over on time, I mean, more drawings than I need, then maybe what I'll do is I'll go back and add a little bit more info to these. What number was this? 14, this is 15. All right, which one of you wants to take over? Who's next?
Only now?
Yeah, it's all yours.
All right. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, I'm actually changing the layers. Oops, here's the group. And see, I'm just taking a theme of a gesture drawing class, you know, so these guys were like posing, you know, in a kind of what, like in a composition, and like there's different perspective to like round it, like people are actually drawing them. So something like that, you know. So right now what I'm doing is, you know, I'm just changing the layers and trying to draw like a bunch of other characters like here, and yeah, I'll try to compose them in, you know. I know this is kind of wonky, you know.
Make sure you number them, Mritunjay.
Yeah, I'll I'll definitely do it, you know. I'll remember it. This one's my 6, this one's my 18, yes, right. So,
Okay, good.
all right, so let's try to do one more. Maybe one is just lying down, you know, in a different kind of perspective. I don't know. It's like somebody's like this, and then just gotta see. So again, I'm just following the same technique here. Just kind of thinking of the figure in a way, but not completely. And then just drawing the main forces, let's say the torso, and then just adding like the limbs to it. The big idea first, and then small ideas, right? So I'll have to have this feet here, right? Yeah. Figure is just resting, see the bottom of the jaw, which gives us like this perspective here. As it's like coming closer to us, it's like getting more and more bigger, right? All right, let's try to do one more. I'll try to do a bunch of hunching, you know, hunch poses. So what I'm doing, again, I'm actually starting with this bigger idea right there. Let's try to do, yeah, sometimes I really think that the foreshortening is cheating, you know. it helps so much in such challenges because you don't have to draw that much. All you just have to do is think about it. I mean, yeah, if you're thinking about it right, then you would successfully do it and it would look good and you don't have to draw that much. So trying to use foreshortening and perspective a lot so I can, you know, yeah, perspective a lot, and it will also give it some interest more, right? But actually should take the time to compose them a little bit more in the end. So I'll try to have like more drawings, I mean, in less time, and then I'll try to compose it for you guys. Say he's drawing in a sketchbook maybe, right? Like this. So again, think about the same theme. You can have different themes, by the way. You know, it's if you're doing the challenge, well, you can have different themes. Maybe sitting, right? I'm just gonna give it some sort of base and a chair, you know, to sit. Super gnarly guy. You know? All right, let's try to take one from here. Maybe he's emerging from the bottom or something like that, you know. So basically, while thinking about perspective, I'm always considering the area around it, you know, and trying to think like, oh, what kind of yeah, I mean, what kind of gesture, what kind of pose would fit around it, and then following the same technique again, you know, just doodling around, just thinking maybe roughly about the figure, then drawing the big ideas. I know in some of them I actually starting with the hands itself, but that's just you know, you can do that too. It's just like in the beginning, we want you to think more about the big picture idea. I see, like as it's getting like this is the perspective, right? So as it going down, it's getting more and more smaller. All right, so you want to take on?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so yours.
All right, so what I've been doing, I like to draw action poses, you know, so I'm just trying to visualize a ton of action poses here. You know, and the key is to stay really loose, you know, like if you want to, you're too preoccupied with making things neat at this point, I realize that it slows you down a lot. So once you know that you can draw, then that gives you the freedom to loosen up, you know, because you know that given the time, you can just tighten up the drawing, you know, so you can, like the more confident you are in your drawing skills, the more, you know, you can loosen up. Let's see, I actually have to get a couple more poses here. So again, keeping things very loosely flowing around on the page. The more I like flow around on the page, the easier it is for me to get the poses in quickly. Let's see, trying to fill in the space as well. So this would have to be a bit foreshortened. Let's see what comes out. Maybe there's a head here. The character is looking up at us. We might see maybe this thigh right here. Let's see, this is number 16. Okay, then go for a new page. Try like a different body type. Using some wrapping lines to quickly get form in there. And the ground plane. Let's see, where's number am I at? I think this is number 17.
All right, it seems like we're all doing pretty well. I'm going into 21. You're like 17, 18 or so. So I don't think there's going to be any. We'll definitely won't have any issue crossing the line.
Yep, hopefully not.
No, Mritunjay
Hopefully
is
we
probably
don't.
around 20 something already also. So
I'm at 23.
yeah, I'm at 21 right now. So we're all good, and we still got time. We got like 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes. So if we finish early, we'll finish early. We'll take more time talking about the drawings and you know, our process and so on. Maybe look through each other's work and talk about which ones were most difficult, what was easy, and so on. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've already gone through like different mindsets. It's kind of weird, like things change a little bit. I kind of tweak things out a little in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Just the repetition of so much work.
Yes, definitely a good workout for the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ability of, like, someone asked me on Instagram today, and the ability to draw poses from imagination comes from having studied tens and thousands of poses of from a reference, you know. Like once you understand how the body works, then it's easy to invent poses that work.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you just said. It's, you know, it's understanding how it works. Like when I have students in mentorship that I'm teaching, and we're crossing over into drawing from imagination, even though their drawing skill might be good, the thing they get hung up on is like, yeah, but that pose doesn't work. Nobody would ever stand like that. You know, like that's really awkward. Or you would break a joint. You know, that I have happen a lot. Like you would break the knee joint or break this joint or that joint, you know, if that happened, right? So
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, it's like you have to know the range of motion of, you know, of the human body, in essence, to get a good sense of how it works. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Draw from imagination in turn shows you where your weak spots are, you know, where you need to pay more
Yeah.
attention or study more.
Yeah, that's true. notice I'm drawing bigger. Like the scale changes back and forth, but been doing bigger now than I did at the beginning.
Notice that I loosen up more and more.
Yeah.
You want to take over again, Mike?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Let me just finish this drawing. It's 24. Okay. Let's see. Escape. Zoom. New share. Continue. All right. I want that. There we go. Just get some big guys in here. I'm gonna have to turn him away in space so he doesn't hit into the other drawing. I just barely get this other leg in here. All right. Let's see if we can fit maybe one guy in here. What was that? 24, 25. This is 26. Put some form in that leg, right? A lot of space to get it to move away from us. This guy back here. Make his elbow come out and then go back. I'm going to really squeeze this guy into this tight little space, as you can see. All right, let's see if we can get another arm out here. We just shoved that pose in there. Really like that one, actually. Ironically, it's one of my favorites. Let's see, new layer. What did I leave off at? 26. All right, it's 27. Let's get to 28. We can breathe easy. We got plenty of time. Yeah. Let's put a little bit more, into them. Let's see here. Give me a little more time to work. get more flowy. Kind of a Spider-Man-ish pose. Just forgot the number I was on. I think it was 27. Right. 28. So yeah, get a leg back here all the way in space. All right, 28, 29. Haven't done any sword stuff. This will be 30. All right. Have somebody holding a sword two-handed. You want to go again, Mritunjay?
I just completed, so I was just composing. That's not
Okay.
a.
Yeah, no, you could do that. That's fine. I'll go a few more minutes and then Swendly, I'll hand it over to you again. Actually, why don't you take over, Swendly? I feel like I've had way more time than you have.
Yeah, sure.
I'm on 32, so I'll be done in a minute also.
All right, so I switched from more fluid style to playing with shapes a bit more.
That's fun.
Yeah, not that I wasn't using it before, but now it's just a bit more. I'm like carving out those shapes. This always can take a bit more time, so it takes a bit more thinking. So I kind of like have to find a balance, between keeping it loose and like shaping things out. As you can see, I'm playing with this cowboy character, maybe inspired by our space cowboy theme from the character design challenge. Keeping track of the time as well.
I think I might lose track of the number.
How much
hit.
much time do we have left?
Yeah, we still have actually. Well, we can end when we want. I'm up to 30. I'm doing 30. How many Mritunjay did you draw?
Sorry, say it again.
How many did you draw?
I did complete it. I did 33, but I'm just trying to take the time to compose it a little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to do 34. That'll get us to 100. And then what number are you on, Swendly?
This is 29.
Okay, so maybe I'll do a couple more, allow you to design. We have about, I would say, 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
I have to say, this has been a really great warm up. You know, some of you always ask, like, what should I do as a warm up? Man, we spent 45 minutes today drawing from our imagination. You know, it's pretty awesome. It's been fun. The demand of it, I have to say, has been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just constantly problem solving, you know. All right, that's 34. $35. Is it on me? It's on me still, right? No, it's on you, right? Yeah, good, good. 35, 36. What are you up to, Swendly?
I think this is number 30.
Okay. I'm at 35. So I think you only have to go to, let's see, we're supposed to all do 33. So I went 2 over. So you only have to do 31.
Okay.
So let's see, 35, 33. Oh, I gotta do one more. 36. All right. So Swendly's on 31. I have 36 here. And Mritunjay's got 33. So that is it, everyone. Let me head back to my screen here.
Yes.
Photoshop. All right. So with 5 minutes to spare, right? We've hit, I just did the math real quick just to make sure I was right, but I did 36. Right, there's my 36 ones right here. So we had 33, 31, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And that gives us 100. So I'll take you, we have 5 minutes left. I thought I would take you very quickly through some of the ones I did, and then hopefully you guys can take us through your sheets as well. It was interesting. I have to say, I haven't done this in a long time. Just sketching that intensely over like a 45-minute period with no break was quite interesting. And things changed for me. You know, sometimes I got a little bit more angular and shapy and designy, like number 34 over here. 33, you could see is just all swoop. You know, like 4 swoop. 36 and 35. Oh. No, it can't be 30. That means I did it twice. That means there's even more here. 33, 34, 35, 36. So I did 37 probably. You can see these are like my typical simple body, legs, arms. It's kind of my like go-to. That's interesting. I'll put that on 2 layers. Let's bring those 2 together. In here, I was really pleased with how this felt. Like, I really like number 32 in the top right corner. It feels like a good story moment to me. I like the level of detail, and then the lack of detail, you know, that I think it's like right in the sweet spot to show what somebody's doing with a little bit of anatomy as well. Even 33 kind of came out of nowhere. I trapped myself down in that corner. And originally I was thinking of somebody with their legs sticking out to the side and a bent knee. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I think I already drew that. And that happened 2 or 3 times towards the end. I thought, I think I've already drawn this or something close to this. So I would have to try to manipulate or push the space. Yes, thank you, Panda Boy. Good call on the leading edge, right? Pushing in the shoulder. I did the one-handed sword here, and I thought, let me go to a 2 and see what happens there, right? So that was me in the late 30s. Here's like mid 20s, early 20s, right? Here's the one I was talking about. I really like how this turned out. I was very squeezed in this tight little space, and I wanted to try to find something that was that triangle. So I pushed the butt out here. You can see I did a ton of foreshortening to get that leg to sit in that little itty bitty space, right? Yeah, this was fun. I like this one here in the middle. More, you know, very fast, light, soft touch, and a lot of just bold outline to push into a ton of foreshortening and perspective. 23 is what I thought the other one was going to turn into. And I was like, I already drew something like that. I'm going to have to come up with something new, which is how I got to this guy that looks like he's crawling on the floor or something, right? Or doing push-ups. So I was like, man, I could swear I just did this, right? I was going to do something like that. So that was tricky. 1 or 2 times out of all of them, maybe more, 2 or 3, let's say, where I thought, what am I going to draw? You know, and it made me realize, I think most of the time I actually have some idea in my head before I start drawing. Sometimes I'll just doodle and something comes out of it. But I think most of the time I have like some rough idea, you know. Did a little Superman action there at 20, some boxing. Yeah, so a lot of boxing here, right? 11, 12, 13, right? Like all of these guys in here. Did a bunch of boxing stuff. Some shields, a little more boxing. This was more of a design, just this tall, skinny guy. This guy was like jumping in the air. Here's the request for running in the worm's view. Oh, maybe you asked for bird's eye. I'd have to check. I'm sorry if I did the opposite. Hopefully I got that right. And then last but not least was this one. Oh, you know what? We're not even, yeah, we are. No, we're not even, yeah, we're not even seeing all of them, right? Like here. So this was the very beginning. You can see I was way more tentative just in 1. It was like warming up, 2, a little better, 3, 4. I think by the time I hit like 6 or 7, 8, somewhere in here, maybe like 8, 9, it started to feel good. Like I got my, you know, I got myself all smoothed out, right, and worked out into it. So, all right, let's see. Mritunjay, you want to show us real quick what you were up to?
Yes, why not? So let's see. So there we go, guys. Big reveal, huh? Did it
That's
quite
funny.
a lot. You know, I just try to compose it. You know, maybe I spend a little bit more time like composing them. I could have drawn like more figures, but this is the final reveal, and let me take you through the original ones. I mean, yeah, this is just basically the composed ones, right?
That's a fun idea for each one of us to do after the video, put it all in one sheet for each of us. And then that's a good thing to post to Instagram or something of like, here's what we did on this crazy Friday.
Yeah, right. So I will go through all of this. So for
Yeah,
example,
just watch your time. All right, take maybe like a minute or 2, and then we'll finish up with Swendly.
yeah, sure. You know, so what I just started to do is like, again, starting with this like crazy compositions. So crazy perspective. So you can see like this guy in the up shot, this one in the down shot, you know, things like that. I'm just like quickly doing it. And just I have the theme of, oh, these guys are like measuring him with this composition with the pencil, and this, you know, someone try to draw it, you know, things like that. And yeah, I think just for the sake of time, I'll show you the original the composition again. You know, it's where it is, by the way. Just kind of lost it. I don't know where where it is, by the way.
There you go.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, some person with the clothing, they're supporting each other, kind of very Renaissance-ish, things like that. And yeah, I think we're good to go. I also did it like so. Yes, when you want to take over, just like talking in the final stretch. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
last but not least, good job, Mritunjay. Really, I like the composition idea of bringing them all together and the diagonal you put them through and how some of them interact with one another. It's cool.
yeah, thank you very much. All right, let's see Swendly.
Yeah, but for me, I started with, some very abstract characters. And like Mike mentioned, it's challenging, to design because design is very thoughtful. So it automatically takes time. So I just started with some action poses of some simple characters, and then I went into some more static poses. Then I was like, I like something more action oriented, so I went back to explore action poses. Again, keeping things super loose and simple. And it took me a while to get here, artistically, to be confident to like loosen up like this. A couple of years back, I wouldn't dare draw this loose. I was a bit more detailed and uptight. Here I'm playing around with body shapes, thinking about like superheroes, like character like the Hulk maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Yeah, here I went to a different character again. And here I felt that I started to like really get warmed up, so the ideas are becoming a bit clearer, the shapes are becoming a bit more clear and the characters, and then finally I was exploring this one. So it took me a while for my mind to get into the space, so yeah, fun exercise.
Yeah, it's really cool. All right, guys. I love that you had a very clear story in all of them. Mritunjay and I think Mritunjay was maybe most figurative. I was kind of in between you two. It's some story, some figure in that space, and you really pushed like story and character. So kind of cool to see the variation, across them. So thank you everyone for joining us again for our 100th anniversary today, our 100th session. Thank you, Mritunjay and Swendly, for all of the awesome work throughout so many of these these live sessions. Next week we will be back with you guys. I'm like in the sun. But next time we'll be back with you guys with a new, with 101, right? Hope you enjoyed today. I think today's really valuable. I got to say, if you guys go back and watch each one of us draw, you will start seeing patterns. It's like, and just try to follow along. Mimic us for some of these poses. And try to keep up with the speed, right? The speed actually is kind of important in this. You don't have time to overthink things. You just got to go, and keep moving forward. And there's something to that. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. Everyone have a great weekend. We will see you next week for our 101st meeting. Take care.